Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/TrueOffMyChest, where OP discovered his wife's dirty little secret. Let's begin. Recently, I found out my wife cheated on me 10 years ago, and I can't look at her the same way. Posted by Reddit user random578999.
I've been married for 6 years. It wasn't picture perfect, but I did love my wife very much. We have built a good life and we both put in a lot of effort to make it work. While doing some cleaning about a year ago, I found an old cell phone. Thinking it was mine, I charged it to see if I could find some old music and found out it was my wife's. I'm not the jealous type and still don't know why I did this, but I started reading text messages from 2012 and found some shit that I never would have expected. By piecing a bunch of texts together, I figured out that she fucked another guy while on a work trip, while we were still dating, then made a few more work trips back to the same location at least 2 more times that summer. I confronted her about it and she claimed to not remember anything. I offered for her to read the texts on the phone, which she did and then came clean. According to her, it was a one-time thing and the other trips were strictly work-related. She offered for me to go through her Facebook messages, etc. on the spot. We stayed up for hours each night over the next week talking about it and our relationship in general, and I forgave and agreed to move on. That didn't work, so I began to see a therapist without any improvement. What kills me is from reading the texts. There's no way it was just one time. She deleted all of the texts between the two of them, so there was clearly intent to bury it and never tell me. She was texting her friends about it. How I figured it out. Now I am embarrassed that they knew about it behind my back and even more disgusted with them for encouraging it. I refuse to associate with any of them anymore or even acknowledge them for that matter. She maintained contact with this guy on social media for years afterwards. Even hit him up for work leads when we were thinking about moving down there after we got married. She showed minimal remorse and never truly owned it in my opinion. The intrusive thoughts about them together consumed me and ate me alive for months until I turned it into disdain and disgust towards my wife. I am desperate to do anything in order to not to throw away the last 10 years. But on the same hand, I probably would have walked away by now if it wasn't for our children. I 100% would have walked if I had found out when it happened. We have built an amazing life together and I feel like the last 10 years have been a fucking lie. I was planning on growing old with her and now I can't even look at her without feeling contempt. I think my relationship with my wife is fucked up beyond repair. I am planning on bringing it up again this weekend and am not looking forward to it, nor do I expect it to go well. At this point, I'm pretty sure we're done, but I would still like to understand the why behind the infidelity to get closure. I suspect that the answer is that some people are just selfish pieces of shit.
Start with this one fact, OP. Your wife will lie to the extent your knowledge allows her. She lied to you when you had the evidence. You found one instance by chance on an old forgotten phone. If you're a rational man, what are the odds this is the only thing that happened in a decade of unrepentance and lies? Start your conversation with this bombshell. You're getting the paternity of your kids tested. Tell her that forgetting a physical affair means she puts no weight on betraying your marriage. If you want her to talk, you need to preface a conversation that she should spend the first part of it explaining why you should believe a word she says, when every bit of evidence suggests that she lies as easily as breathing. Tell her you don't think the way to trust is rooted through you ignoring reality. And yes, there are no other reasons other than selfishness. Do you know that old joke about why dogs lick their own genitals? Well, it's because they can, so they will. Plus, this will also be an excellent lesson for your kids. It will teach your kids that their father is an absolute gigachad that doesn't tolerate bullshit from anybody, and it will encourage them to do the same. Good luck. And now for today's second story. My husband regrets getting me pregnant. Posted by Reddit user, can I please stay?
My husband of 7 years and I are expecting a baby, but he's lost almost all excitement and it's breaking my heart. He's always wanted to be a daddy from the day we started dating, but I have a long-term chronic illness. So we made sure this little baby was very planned and we had everything set up to help me face the challenges that come with a harder pregnancy. At first he was so excited, falling asleep with his hand on my tummy and just genuinely over the moon, but then I started to get sick. All that love and excitement turned to fear and he blames himself. I kept trying to tell him that I knew all of this could happen before we started trying and I made the choice to go through with this. He keeps saying if it's you or the baby, I'm saving you, I can't live without you and you could have happily lived your life with a pack of dogs and me. This is my fault and it just breaks my heart. He said pregnancy is meant to be a magical experience and this is anything but magic. He's already planned to get a vasectomy and doesn't want another baby or to try again if this one doesn't make it. I know it hasn't been easy on him watching me get everything that could go wrong in a pregnancy go wrong for me, and I know he feels helpless. But I'm scared he's resenting our baby for putting me through this. I wish there was some way I could reassure him and get his excitement back. All I can do is let him help me in any way that makes him feel like he has some control in a situation where no one can control what's going to happen next. I wish I wasn't sick, but that's just part of who I am, and he unfortunately fell in love with the sick girl. We're each other's whole world, and I hate that I can't give him the magical experience he wanted. I wish I was magic. Thanks for letting me get that off my chest. Update. So I had a chat with my husband like a lot of you suggested, and I think we both feel a little bit better. He told me how excited he is and that he loves our little baby already so much. It's just hard for him to see the love of his life struggle. He believes once baby and I are in the all clear and I'm making a full recovery, all that fear and anxiety will go away. He apologized for worrying me because he's worried about me and explained it's just hard because he sees me at my most vulnerable when it's too much and I can't hide how hard it is. I explained to him how even very healthy people can have a lot of problems during pregnancy and that my body is doing far better than we expected. Our medical team is really happy with where I am and how we are coping, and that I understand it's the unknown that's causing the anxiety. He seems a lot lighter now, and we've really gotten to the root of his worries. Hopefully I can carry our little one full term another 8 to 10 weeks. But if the worst happened, I had a big flare-up that trigger early labor. Baby is at 30 weeks and has a large medical team ready for them at any given moment, so the odds are very in baby's favor. I did just want to address a few questions people have had to put your mind at ease. My condition isn't genetic, so baby is perfectly healthy, and we get scans and testing done to monitor him and me to make sure he's still happy swimming around in there. We have spoken to 3 specialists and done years of research before considering all the options. One specialist suggested the hormones your body creates while pregnant could possibly reprogram my neural pathways and help my condition. It's a very slim chance, so we chose to try once before going down the adoption route. My husband is very serious about the vasectomy, and I respect his choice, and we've decided if we want another child down the line, we will either adopt or open our home to foster care. I'm pretty sure that's all I've got for now. I've been requested to update when baby comes along and let you know how I do. Keep all the positive thoughts for me. I know I've definitely planned for the worst but expecting the best. Thank you for all chatting to me and sharing your stories. It genuinely helped to see we weren't alone in feeling this and that others have made it through. I value your input so much. Update 1. I'm currently 31 weeks pregnant, and my husband has been too scared to have sex with me. I'm high risk, so he sees me as completely fragile and hasn't had sex with me for weeks. Pregnancy hormones have made me twirly, so we have done other things, but I really missed the connection and intimacy of sex. We have such a good sex life, and so in a fit of pregnancy hormones I started crying, asking him to touch me. Now this man would bend over backward to make me happy, and make me happy he did. After my first climax he laid back ready to complete himself. Now this is where I might have fucked up. I climbed on top and it was good, like really good, until the gush. I didn't think much about it at the time and went to sleep. It wasn't until 4 a.m. when I was still very wet that I thought, oh no, I might have fucked up. So now I'm sitting here waiting to be tested to see if sex with my husband was just really good or if he broke my waters. If the test comes back negative, he will never find out I was worried, or he won't touch me again until the baby arrives. I'm definitely going to be more careful and not get carried away on his magic ride. TLDR. Convinced my husband to have sex with me 31 weeks pregnant. Don't know if he blew my mind or broke my waters. Update. Just got back from the hospital. Had all the testing and lots of cheeky smiles from the nurses. Turns out he's just that good, folks. The cup and a half full of liquid that had me worried and my bed soaked was all him and pregnancy hormones. He's definitely more freaked than the doctors were, and he has me strictly on my side with plenty of support if we get intimate again. Though the doctors say everything is fine and sex shouldn't be a problem for us with my condition. They reassured me I did the right thing coming in, and that if any more cough gushing were to happen, definitely come back and get checked again. I'm minutes away from my hospital, so no one worries. I'm well looked after and my baby is super happy and healthy. TLDR. My husband is just a legend and my waters didn't break.
OP, I was expecting a horror story filled with sadness based on the title, but instead, we have a happy story of an absolute gigachad that just loves his wife. While there are obviously some serious issues here, medically speaking, I think that I came so hard I had to go to the hospital is not one of them. Actually, it's kind of funny. It's very hilarious, OP. Good luck with the baby, and please, please don't be a cowgirl again this late into your pregnancy. Be careful, man. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos. which will always be here on my YouTube channel for you to watch absolutely free. So consider clicking that super thanks just below the video title, or you can use my PayPal in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.